Okay, so Major, we just finished closing a 25-year-old.
Pretty impressive.
First-time home buyer.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Just the fact that, it's possible for these young, we call them kids because
Yeah, they're kids.
we're old heads. But this young kid can get into a home.
Yeah.
Very bright young man, very analytical young man, and you did a fantastic job
Thank you.
taking him around, explaining the market to him, explaining homes to him, telling him what to look for
Yeah.
in the home, what's important, what's not important,
Right.
because sometimes first-time home buyers get distracted by a lot
Right.
of things. So you did a fantastic job leading him through
Yeah.
that process. So hats off to you,
Oh, thank you, sir.
for that. But he's a good young man, had put away some savings.
Yes.
And obviously, his parents gave him an opportunity to do that. But it was a great experience
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all. Wasn't overnight,
No, we've
because
been.
we worked with him for
But
a
how many
while.
months?
10 months.
10
We
months.
started in January.
Woo,
so.
let me put this drink down.
Yeah.
10 months
Yeah.
to get to the closing table. So how, in your mind, how important is that teamwork? Because you could have said, you know what, I'm done, but
Yeah.
you stayed in there as well.
Yeah, I think it's just important to have communication
Yeah.
between, both lender and realtor about what the buyer's communicating to us, what
Yeah.
the challenges are. That's so important that we have an open stream of communication
Yes.
between us, so that we're able to lead them better towards the
Agreed.
direction that they actually need to be.
Yeah. Was there anything different during this transaction that surprised you? Because you've been doing lending for how long? How many years?
Actually, this month I celebrate 5 years.
5
Yeah,
years.
5 years.
Congratulations.
Thanks, yeah.
And normally people see you doing VA loans.
Yeah.
This was not a VA
Not
loan.
a VA loan.
And not only was it not a VA loan, but you still closed it in record timing.
Yeah, yeah.
Based on when he went under contract and when he wanted to close. So what was different from this one? Your 5 years.
Yeah.
What did you experience?
I think the difference in this one was the fact that, there was a lot of Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
A lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of communication. By the time we went under contract, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
And we had so many things in place. We had done, verification of employments and all of the
Yes.
things we had to do on the lending side. So we're able to put together a competitive offer.
Yeah.
We structured some things in the middle of escrow. We kind of restructured
Yeah.
some things to keep the credits that he wanted.
Yeah.
He actually did a grant. He
Yes,
had
he
a
did.
grant that he got as down payment to help
Okay.
also. And so it was an interesting thing of how everything for the first-time home buyer can come together when we start take a look at all the different factors that we can
Right.
look at. The down payment, down payment assistance from sources based on he had a specific demographic
Yep.
that allowed him to
That was
get
awesome.
the down payment assistance grant. But I think this transaction was a reflection of all the different areas where you can get funds
Yeah.
to be able to afford,
Yeah.
to get into a home.
That was, to me, that was one of the biggest components, because you have a lot of people who believe that you've got to have no money at all to get grants, or you can't make any money to get grants. But this is a 25-year-old who's got
Yeah.
an awesome job, who had money saved, first-time home buyer, and
Yeah.
was able to get this grant. And I got to plug Major. I get a text message saying, "Do not sign." And I'm like, what is happening? How much money were you able to save
So
at the closing
we
table?
found an opportunity to, and we didn't discover it till last night when we were looking at the CD and everything, and we found an opportunity to get him an extra $2,000 back in his pocket.
Oh, my goodness.
So we had to restructure some things. I mean,
Yeah.
the reality is, at 10 o'clock when we found this, nobody's doing anything at 10 o'clock at night.
Right, right.
So, and signing was early this morning.
It was
So,
9 o'clock. Do not sign. And I'm like, what happened?
and I know that's kind of frantic to get that message from your lender, like,
Right.
oh crap.
But I think the thing about it was, when I got the message, I trusted who the message was coming from.
Right.
So I knew if it was don't sign, that it had to be something good. Because
Right.
if it wasn't, you would have called me. So
Right.
that message was, okay, something good is about to happen.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it was good, and everybody jumped
Yeah.
in, and shout out to UWM. Shout out to UWM who made the corrections and everything, and
Nice.
and we have a great relationship there. So they did a great job.
Okay, so before we leave, what is something that you would tell anybody who's in this phase of, because it took us 10 months to get here, and there were some up and downs with the rates.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, well, I think I'm gonna wait till it goes down, and it didn't move the way that the expectation was.
True,
So
true.
what would you say to somebody who's in that waiting phase? I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I would tell, I mean, if you're working with me or working with you, I mean, I would tell you to actually do the numbers on look, reality is rates are not going from 6% down to 3%. That's not happening. And when you see people on social media say rates are going to go lower, what is lower? Rate lower could be, 6.5 to 6 or 6 to 5.5. If you do a typical mortgage calculator, put 6% in there and put 5% in there. Most people, you're probably going to save $150 a month. So you're telling me you're going to waste time renting because you're waiting to save $150, $200 a month when your rent is currently $2,200, $2,500, $3,000 a month. You're waiting on rates to come down. The cost of inaction for you is greater than your savings on a monthly basis. And the other thing people say, like, well, over the course of 30 years, that actually matters. Who keeps their mortgage for 30 years?
No one.
No one. So you're refinancing, you're doing certain things, you're moving out of that house into a different house. Really, the time horizon is really kind of 5 to 7 years when you're doing it. So when you do that math, it's, the time is now. And you did a great job of getting concessions for them from the seller.
Yes, thank you.
And it's just an amazing opportunity right now. People just sitting on the sidelines like, I'm going to wait. What exactly are you waiting for?
Right, because I think it's important to understand that landlord rent is still due.
Absolutely.
It's due, and there is no return on, yes, you need a roof over your head. There's no return on that. And one thing that Hunter said that he was excited about was investing in himself and building equity.
Absolutely. And he's already got the mindset of, hey, let's do it again. 5 years, let's do it again.
Yeah, that's what he said. I'll see y'all in 5 years and we're going to do it again. So I'm excited. So thank you so much, Major. This is awesome.
This is great. You did a fantastic job.
I look forward to us doing it again.
And again.
And again. So if you're out there, you're ready to buy a house, call us so we can do it again.
Absolutely.